You touch my heart and touch my soul. Change my life and all my goals. And love is blind. And that I knew when my heart was blinded by you. I've kissed your lips and held your hand, shared your dreams and shared your bed. I know you well. I know your smell. I've been addicted to you. That was written by James Blunt. It's from one of his famous songs called Goodbye Lover. And the other day I had posted, I've been posting a lot about love and talking a lot about love, so you guys probably will notice that. And when I posted whatever it was that I posted, somebody asked me, an Aquarius, asked me if I would talk about Aquarius and love and heartbreak. I think we've touched on this many, many times, you know, but they wanted me to speak directly to it because I think I kind of beat around the bush with it, you know. So today we're going to talk about Aquarius and love and what happens when love goes wrong. Okay, so I'm Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. Please leave us a positive comment in the comments section and stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read some other positive comments from previous videos. And if you want to get a reading done, if you would like to send me a gift from my Amazon wish list, if you would like to send us a donation through PayPal, if you want to become a patron, if you would like to get a reading done, if you want to hit me up on social media, all that information is underneath this video. So Aquarius and heartbreak. I did not prepare anything to say about this, because I really just wanted to shoot from the hip and I didn't really want a script. I don't really usually have a script, but I usually have like little notes, you know, and I don't have any. I don't have any because I'm just going to go. So Aquarius and love. Listen, just because Aquarius does not show a lot of emotion does not mean that Aquarius does not have a lot of emotion. Most people tell me that I show more emotion than most Aquarius they know. And the reason that is because I'm somebody who realized a long time ago that through spirituality, that emotion is important. Most Aquarius will suppress, repress, detach from, or ignore their own emotions. I was exactly the same way. And I realized through spirituality how unhealthy that is. Through spirituality and therapy, I realized that that's really unhealthy for your spirit. And I realized that it really causes problems, you know, and we don't even realize how many problems it causes us. So just because an Aquarius doesn't show emotion doesn't mean we don't have it. I really honestly believe, Aquarius are more or as emotional as a water sign. Seriously. But you don't see it because we're so great at just bottling that thing up. We're really great about detaching from it. We're really great at manipulating our own emotions. So if an Aquarius is in love or not, you may or may not know. I remember a woman was telling me that her Aquarius came to her crying. They had been seeing each other for like 5 years. He came to her crying about his feelings for her. She did not know the Aquarius had feelings for her. She thought that it was just friends with benefits. She was shocked because he never showed any indication that he had feelings until that day when he came to her and she saw tears coming in his eyes. And she was like, what just happened? She was totally shocked. Now, mind you, this couple ended up together, and they're still together actually, But the funny part was that before all of this happened, you could not tell her that he was feeling her like that. She thought it was just a casual friends with benefits kind of thing. So just because an Aquarius does not show emotion doesn't mean we don't have emotion. Especially when it comes to love. Aquarius are so, those of us who accept it, especially those of us in the third decan, oh my God, we love it. We love poetry, and we love music and love songs, and even cliche kind of things like flowers, candies, roses. We love stuff like that. And it's not all of us, obviously. The third decan is really strong with it, but other ones of us are as well. And even the ones who aren't into or are afraid of, because some Aquarius are afraid of love, because love is powerful. Love will get, man, loving the wrong person can really put you in a tight spot. So some Aquarius are just untrusting of it, so they kind of stay away from it, you know? Some people are like that, of all sun signs. So Aquarius, you know, a lot of us really do love, and we love romance. I love, you know, I think it also depends on how you feel, like on the inside, because the happier I became, the more I embraced it, you know? And I think when I was younger, I embraced more of the fairy tale aspect of it, which is beautiful, which is fun. But now that I'm older, I embrace more of the spiritual, devotional side of love. But I love it. I love the feeling of it. I love positive feelings, and the feeling of loving someone and someone loving you back, even if it's platonic, to me is like one of the best feelings in the world. So Aquarius don't always show it, and we don't always show when our heart is broken. You know, sometimes we do, sometimes we talk about it incessantly, but some Aquarius, myself included, will just pack up shop and be like, you know, all right, well, disappointed, and just kind of move on, you know? And even if we are on the inside devastated, a lot of times we don't tell the other person. The other day, I'll tell you guys about something that happened to me the other day. I used to have this Libra friend. I love Libras, y'all already know. And this was one of my favorite Libras of all time. We were really close for like 10 years. And our relationship wasn't, it wasn't a good idea at all. He was married and I was in a relationship. And we were talking to each other and being very inappropriate and meeting up and doing things together we had no business doing, okay? This was a long time ago, you know, but still, it was not good. And about 10 years ago, I decided to kick him to the curb. I decided that it was dishonorable and I wasn't doing it no more. Like, that's it. And we kept fighting. And I'm like, why am I fighting with somebody I'm not even with? And Aquarius don't like fighting. And after all of that back and forth and years of arguing and pain and his wife finding out and all kind of stuff happening, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. It's over. I'm completely just finished, you know? I kicked him to the curb. And I told him, don't call me no more. I blocked him probably on everything I could think of. And I moved on. 10 years passed, y'all. 10, exactly 10 years. And I had a dream about him. Then I saw him in a dream and I was like, Now, mind you, I'm not angry anymore by this point. Whatever I was mad about that made me kick him to the curb, I didn't forgot. I don't even remember what happened, you know? What was that last straw, you know? I don't even know. So basically, I had this dream and I saw him in a dream, and I am doing all this forgiveness and healing work. And I said, maybe I need to forgive him too. You know, maybe I didn't. I don't know. So I inboxed him on Facebook and we talked. We had a great talk, buried the hatchet, and moved on. But what he doesn't know is I cried for a week. I literally cried for a week. Off and on, between classes, tears just going down my face. Because I didn't realize until we talked that I still loved him so very much. And not in a romantic way, but as my friend. You know, we we did little stupid stuff, you know, intimate sexual stuff, but 90% of our friendship was just friendship, straight up talking, being there for each other. And I realized that all of that stupid stuff got in the way. That 10% tainted our relationship. And that's why we started to fight. That's why all that crapola happened. But I realized that I always did love him. You know, more like I would say more like a brother than anything else at this point in my life. But I didn't remember. Not even I didn't remember. I didn't know. I didn't know I had feelings for him until that dream. So for 10 years, I did not know I had feelings for him for 10 yees. They were there. They were in my subconscious. They were in my heart chakra for 10 years. And I never thought about him. I wasn't mad at him no more. He didn't even come up. I threw away everything I ever had, his pictures, everything. I didn't think about him at all for 10 years. And then one day he pops up in my dream. I talk to him, and then I realize I really do love this person. I loved him then, and I love him now. But I don't talk to him. And I tell you why I don't talk to him. Because I love him. And I want him to be okay. And he's broken away from that toxic cycle that we had, you know, and he's doing amazing, apparently. And I want him to keep doing amazing. So I didn't say anything to him about how I felt. I just was like, you know, I just gave him forgiveness. He gave me forgiveness. And that was it. You know, we just let it go. But all that crying I did, I dealt with it by myself. And I did not speak to him because I knew it wasn't productive. It was for me to deal with. It was for me to heal. It was for me to move forward. So the average person looking in could be like, well, you know, all this emotion, you know, they could be like, well, I didn't even know. I didn't know she felt like that. If you asked him, he would be like, who? Huh? She felt like that? He would probably be shocked. But the truth of the matter is that I had a really deep emotional reaction to burying that hatchet, you know? So, yeah, Aquarius and heartbreak. Remember when I said in the very beginning, I read the piece by James Blunt? There's a part here, and I wanted this to point this out to you guys before I read the positive comments. It says at the very end, I've kissed your lips and held your hand, shared your dreams and shared your bed. I know you well. I know your smell. If an Aquarius is in love with you, we are in to you. You know, it's not just, you know, this kind of surface thing. And we might not say it. We might not express it. We might be too ashamed or too shy or whatever to tell you our feelings, you know. But inside of us, we remember how you smell. We remember how your lips taste. We remember the corny things that you used to say. We remember your cheek against ours, you know? We remember holding your hand. We remember all that. And if an Aquarius truly loves you, they generally always love you, but they might not be aware of it. And Aquarius said to me the other day that she didn't think so. And I was like, it's either one or two things. You did not really love that person. Because remember, there are other emotions that feel like love. And the only reason why I know this is because I've experienced it. Infatuation, obsession, codependency, all feel like love. But when you break them down, you can see where lust is not love, where codependency is not love. You can break it down and really see it. But when you're in it and you're feeling it, sometimes it feels that way. And I always believe if you love somebody and stop loving them, it was one of those other feelings. because anybody that I loved in my lifetime, lover or platonic, I still love them. And if I don't, I can always trace it back to a different feeling. My grandmother and grandfather died when I was 7 years old. I still love them fiercely, like they are in the room. Like that never broke. That energy never broke, you know? The Taurus woman that I was so into, she was like a goddess to me. I still love. I don't mess with her or talk to her or even see her. Sometimes I send her a message or she sends me one, but it's not a relationship that I want with her anymore. But the love is still there. I don't want a relationship with that Libra, but the love is still there. And there was a Cancer that I used to know, and I don't go nowhere near, but the love is still there. So I really believe that when you're dealing with an Aquarius who, you know, really truly loves you, and other signs, you know, may come across this vibration too, but just from being an Aquarius and having these things happen to me, I know it's true for us. Now, let's see. We're going to read some positive comments. All right. They would be right here, right? I don't think I got positive comments for this video. Yeah, I didn't put any under there. So I'm going to read the ones that I have. Let me give this to you right now. The first one here is from Invistimatico. I think so. I think that's what it is. Hello, how are you? Invistimatico says, what if an Aquarius does not want to be in charge? So there's some reasons why an Aquarius might not want to be in charge at work, you know, or in a relationship even. If you don't want to be in charge, then you need to find something that doesn't have a lot of problems, a lot of overhead. For example, I have a job in the morning. From 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. I teach English classes. And I'm not, you know, in charge. I have a supervisor, but it's just one person. One person. And we have like a financial guy who does our payroll, you know? So I don't have to deal with a bunch of different egos, because I've been in corporate America. I've been in human, you know, health care thing, you know, kind of, you know, education. And one of the biggest things I pick up on when you have a lot of people over top of you is ego. A lot of it. The guy above you want to step on you. The one above him want to flex, you know, on him. The one above her or whoever the CEO is, you know. The people often, it's not all of them. You got some nice people, but a lot of them have a lot of ego. So the least amount of people over top of you, if you don't want to be in charge or be an entrepreneur, just get a job where you don't have to answer to a lot of people, where maybe there's just one. My supervisor emails me and that's it. I don't even know the CEO or anybody else, you know? So if you can do something like that, if you can take a job where it's not all of these people, then that would be best for Aquarius. Aquarius works better by ourselves. So even if you're a consultant or an IT person, you know, but you get to go do your work and you have one, maybe two people over you, that would be optimal for Aquarius. Terrell Brandon, what's up, Terrell? Terrell said, my gosh, Queen, when I read that message, I began to cry because when I was a teenager and in my 20s, I hated myself. Oh, God. So many people, when they're young, hate themselves. That is awful. Let me see something. Wait a minute, Terrell, because I had to make it bigger. I can't see. Like, okay. My gosh, Queen, when I read that message, I began to cry. Because when I was a teenager and in my 20s, I hated myself. I always pleased others, and I also had contemplated the S word. unaliving. Now I'm going towards my 40th. I can say that I can look at myself in the mirror, Queen, and boy, you have come a long way. That's what's up. I think a lot of us, when we're younger, hate ourselves, have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, low self-love. You know, one or a combination of those things are common. Not that everybody does. And the fact that you're here and you're almost 40, that is a major accomplishment. But I'm really glad. I'm glad you're happy with yourself. You know, because it took me a long time to really love myself. And I didn't know, because I did have high like self-confidence and self-esteem. I was kind of arrogant in some ways. But as I got older, I realized that my self-love wasn't on point because I kept letting myself get into bad situations. And when you have self-love, you protect yourself. And I wasn't protecting myself. I was being too reckless with too many situations and, you know, spending time with people that weren't too cool, you know? So, yeah. It's good to figure those things out and do better for yourself. So that's what's up. That was our last one. All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.